Hey guys, Merry Meet. This is Anastasia Autumnfire, and I wanted to do a video today on a craft that I am getting going for some other crafts that I have in the works for Valentine's Day that's coming up. What I'm going to be doing today is making some pink salt, which I also refer to as love salts. These can be put into any spell component as a spell component. It can be put part of a candle. It can be made into bath salts. And really, you can put whatever kind of intent you have in them, whether it's romantic love between you and your partner, if it's aimed more for self-love, if it's aimed for something more global, like love for mankind or love for the earth. You really can put any sort of a spin that you want on this, as long as it's dealing with love and happiness and all those warm, fuzzy little things. You're good to go. So first I start off with some Himalayan pink salt, and I am doing this step by step because I haven't done a crafting video like that for a while. So what you're seeing right here is my glass bowl, which is what I put all my fun stuff in. So start with some pink Himalayan salt. I always like using pink Himalayan salt whenever there's an aspect of love, because although you get the protection, you have a little bit more of a comfort, an affection, a love, it's a great warm and fuzzy kind of feeling when it comes to using pink Himalayan salt. Then I have a dried rosebud, and I'm just going to take a few petals and sprinkle those in there. Roses, obviously, for love, happiness. They are also a very protective element. They connect to the goddess, as they are a water element. And I'm sorry, you're getting my big man hands in there. Just crush a few petals in there. They also bring a bit of courage and strength, which I find helps out with a lot of love spells, love crafts. If you're dealing with love of another person, a lot of times strength and love definitely comes into it. If you're dealing with self-love, I know that those are key things I need when I'm working with myself. Self-acceptance, self-love, all that good stuff. So there we go. I'm going to get a couple more of these down a little bit finer. There we go. Next, we have some apple, and I've already kind of gone in and crushed it all up. Apple for, oh my goodness, I almost dropped the apple. Sorry about that. Love for, or apples for love. Another connection to the goddess. Wisdom, because whenever you're dealing with love, just like strength and courage, I think wisdom is a huge component. Keep your wits about you, so to speak. It also connects to that water element, if I haven't already said that. It does connect to immortality, so longevity is a thing, and those are the aspects I would use for this. There are other aspects. Sometimes I would still relate it to the connection to the ancestors, just kind of learning from the past, gaining knowledge through past life cycles, connection to your spirit guides, those kind of things. I think apples always help with those connections as well. Next, I have some lavender. And I just kind of crush it up in my hands a little bit so that the blossoms get bruised a little, so it releases that oil. Lavender for relaxation, because I think a lot of times with love, we're our own worst enemy. We need a little bit of relaxing and just calming down. Lavender also aids with happiness and love as well. And it also is a very protective plant. For me, it also kind of helps to connect to the good folk. As many of you know, I like to include the Lord, the Lady, and the good folk in everything that I do. The spirits and the elements also find their way in. So here the rose would be for the lady. Apples, although they do connect to the lady, I would connect those to the spirits. And then lavender I would use for the good folk. All right, let's see, what else do we have? Next, I'm going to be putting in some ground coriander. I'm not sure how that's showing, if that's upside down. Let's do it both ways just in case. Um, Coriander is good for love, also lust. Because although love is great, I love that, but I want a little bit of passion, a little bit of fire. I am a fire sign, so it works that way as well, but lust is always kind of part of it. This is probably something, leave it up to yourself if you're doing this solely for self-love. The next few items you might want to leave out, you might not. It's up to you. Me, coriander, I would use even if it is something just for self-love, because I want to feel passionate about myself. I want to be able to look at myself and say, yeah, I'm worth a little pampering. Yeah, I'm worth a little effort. It's just taking it that step further. Next, I have some ground cinnamon. I'm not going to bother with the bottle just because that was kind of not thought out. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Sprinkle in some ground cinnamon. Again, love, lust, happiness. It also helps raise the psychic vibrations that are being used. So this is going to be used in a couple of spellcrafts that I'm making. So that's always important. It helps connect to spirituality as well. I use it kind of as a spiritual element, so I like having that incorporated. And then I have some ginger. And again, it's ground because apparently that's what I've got. So there's that. Ground ginger, again, good for lust. It's good for heating up energies and spells. So that's always good too, because everything needs a little bit of a heat up in my opinion. Kind of mix that in. There we go. Next, I have some cardamom. There's that. Cardamom, again, great for love, great for lust. This also helps with fidelity. So obviously, if you're working with a partner and you want to make sure they're thinking about you and only you, it's a good thing to add in there. If it is for self-love, I do still like using cardamom for the fidelity aspect, simply because I use it kind of in a way of staying true to yourself. Kind of keeping you on the up and up with your own spirit, your own soul. For me personally, when it deals with self-love, a lot of my self-love issues come from, I really want there to be a friendship here. I really want there to be a connection. So, oh, you like this? Well, then I like this, and I'm going to continue to like this. And it's really something that I've been struggling with, and I'm finally making headway with this. So I like adding a bit of cardamom, or things of that nature that deal with fidelity when dealing with my own crafts for myself, love, self-acceptance, things like that, because it helps keeps me honest when it comes to myself. That might sound a little crazy. I hope that makes sense. And the last thing I have is some chamomile. Chamomile, kind of like lavender. I like using it for the comfort. I like adding it for the relaxation, the letting go of stress, kind of getting outside of my own head. I think that's good for love when it's dealing with outside forces. It's good when dealing with love spiritually, and it's good for dealing with love for yourself as well. It is also a plant for love and happiness and kind of warm, sunshiny things. It does connect to the solar. So crumble that in. And actually, I lied. I know I said that was my last element. I totally lied. I've got some jasmine here. Jasmine I like to add. There it is. Jasmine I like to add as it gives that spiritual love. It connects us to the moon. Again, there's a lot of goddess elements in this pot. The cinnamon, sorry, I forgot to mention the cinnamon is my connection to the god in this. So Jasmine has that water element again. It connects to the full moon, so the goddess in her mother state. So giving you that nurturing element in a way, which I think we need regardless of situation when it comes to love. Self-love, you need nurturing. Love of others, you need nurturing. Just for me, when it comes down to love and not lust, you need that nurturing element. So yeah, so I think I need a bit more salt in this, but otherwise that is how I make my pink salts. Let's see here. There we go. I started to make a batch and then I realized I wanted to record this, so then I quit that and made a smaller batch. But that is, when everything is said and done, that's how it would look. And again, you can put this in a sachet. It smells really yummy. You can put it in with baths. You can make it into a bath salt real easy. If you just use the herbal blend, you can use it for incense. Can put it in as a grounding factor for candles. But yeah, so that is how I make my pink salts, or my love salts, or however you refer to them. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I hope everyone that does celebrate Valentine's Day has a wonderful one. Bye guys, have a good one. Blessed be.